to this session. Next topic, switching. An internet is a switched network in which a switch connects at least two links together. A switch needs to forward data from a network to another network when it is required. The two most common types of a switched networks are circuit switched and packet switching networks. Circuit switching and packet switching. We'll discuss one by one. Okay, the first one is circuit switched network. Okay, in a circuit switched network, a dedicated connection called a circuit. It is always available between the two end systems. The switch can only make it active or inactive. By make use of switch, we can active or make it or inactive. Here figure will be shows a very simple switched network that will be connected 4 telephones to each end. We have used telephone sets instead of computers as an end system because circuit switching was very common in telephone networks in the past or olden days. Although part of the telephone network today is a packet switched network. Okay, here we can observe here two switches are connected one to one and the different phone will be telephone will be connected to the switches. Here also 4 different phones will be connected to the switches. Here we have a low capacity line and high capacity line. Why? Because we are going to use low capacity line and high capacity line, as we discussed in the previous videos, that the switch will be connected to the telephone. It's a single connection. It will be independent connection between a single telephone. Here, but switch to switch, it will be connected to the high capacity line. Why? Because it will be convey the information. It will be transmit or it will be holds the information of all 4. But here in the receiving side or in the transmitting side, it's a only one communication, only one connection. That is why we are going to use low capacity line, or we are going to call it as a normal wire. Here a cable we are going to use. That is the difference between low capacity line and high capacity line. Okay, then coming to the let us look at two cases. In the first case, all telephone sets are busy. Okay, all telephone sets are busy. 4 people at one side are talking with 4 people at the other side. That is why we are going to get a busy of all the calls. The capacity of the thick line is fully used. In the second case, only one telephone set at one side is connected to a telephone set at the other side. Only 1/4 of the capacity of the thick line is used. That is the difference between your high capacity line and low capacity line. Okay, then the meaning of that, a circuit switched network is efficient only when it is working at its full capacity. Most of the time it is inefficient because it is working at a partial capacity. Okay, we cannot expect that all 4 lines will be busy at a time. Okay, some 1 or 2 members will be calling, other 4 will be free, like that it will be happen. That is why we are going to call it as it will be inefficient because it is working at a partial capacity. Packet switched network. Next one will be, so far we discussed about switching network. Now we are going to speak with a packet switch network. In a computer network, the communication between the two ends is done in the block of data called packets. We are going to connect a computers. Always we are going to transmit a data in terms of packets. We are going to call it as a packets. Packets in the sense it's a data we are going to transmit from one computer to another computer. In other words, instead of the continuous communication we see between two telephone sets when they are being used, we see the exchange of individual data packets between the two computers. This will be allows us to make the switches function for both storing and forwarding, because a packet is an independent entity that can be stored and sent later. Okay, that is the main. See here, this is a switching with respect to a packet switch network. Okay, here also low capacity line, high capacity line. This will be router. There we are going to connect with a switch, but when we are going to connect with a computer, we are going to use a router. Okay, this is a router 1, this is a router 2. It will be queue. Okay, for example, all the systems will be sending at a time. It will be based on the time constant. It will be passing the packets. Okay, if it is queue, okay, always we are communicating with the sender and the receiver. Okay, two-way communication it will be happen, and this is a high capacity and this is a low capacity. Why? Because this computer is connected directly to the router. It will be only one computer system we can handle this cable. Okay, here we are connected with respect to source 4 and destination 4 systems is interconnect with two different routers. Okay, always it should be having a high capacity. Okay, this is about your switching packet switch network. Okay, and next will be internet. Next concept we are going to discuss about the internet. Okay, what exactly the meaning of internet? Here, an internet is two or more networks that can communicate with each other. The most notable internet is called the internet, and it is composed of thousands of connected networks. At the top level, the backbones are large networks owned by the some communication companies such as Sprint, Verizon, MCI, AT&T and NTT. The backbone networks are connected through some complex switching systems called pairing points. At the second level, there are smaller networks called a provider networks that will be uses the services of the backbone for a fee. And the provider networks are connected to backbones and sometimes to other provider networks. Here, the customer networks are networks at the edge of the internet that actually use the services provided by the internet. They pay fee to provide the networks for the receiving services. Backbones and provided the networks are also called as internet service providers. That what we are going to call it as ISPs. Okay, the backbones are often referred to as an international ISPs also. The provider networks are often referred to as a national or regional internet service providers. This is a basic structure of a internet. How exactly internet will be connected. Here we are going to connect it with a backbone, and backbones will be connected with the provider networks. These are the different provider network companies, and from that we are going to take it as a connection, internet connection. We are going to take it as a customer network. This is the internet. How exactly it will be working nowadays. Okay, here we are going to peering points also we can extend the connection with respect to these points, and peering point with respect to that network providers can make the connections. After provider network, then only we are going to get the customer network. From this we are going to take the connection. As usual, how we are going to take the internet for our daily usage in the home, or it may be institutions and organizations and some other companies, so on. How exactly they have a backbones and a provider is there. Now so many network providers there, BBNL example, Tata Sky, everyone is providing internet. Okay, with them we are going to take the connection. This is the flow how exactly the internet will be working. Here we are going to access the internet. We are going to use telephone networks, that is a dial-up service, and digital subscriber link DSL services. Also we have in the olden days we are going to use some BSNL landline. By make use of that we are going to use an internet, that is dial-up services, and digital subscriber link services also we have. Then using cable networks, using wireless networks, and direct connection to the internet. What advanced technologies what we are going to use, some optical fibers directly connected to the each individual home, that we can call it as a direct connection to the internet. And coming to the internet, how exactly it will be working with nowadays we are witness a rapid growth both in the infrastructure and new applications. The internet today is a set of peer networks that provided services to the whole world. It will be going to make the internet to popular is the invention of a new application. In the differently, we are going to call it as a World Wide Web. The 1990s, we are going to saw the explosion of internet application due to the emergency of the World Wide Web. The World Wide will be uh, invented has added the commercial applications to the internet. And multimedia, with respect to that recent developments in the multimedia applications such as voice over IP means internet protocol. that is telephony, video over internet protocols, we can call it as a Skype, view sharing. We can familiar with these things, how videos will be seeing by using internet. Example, your YouTube and television or IP, that is PP Live, has increased the number of users and the amount of time each user spends on the networks. And here we come across peer-to-peer applications, that is peer-to-peer networking is also a new area of communication with a lot of potential. Okay, this is about your internet. Okay, thank you. We'll continue in the next session.